this Georgia graduate be its next head football coach?
We'll have the latest on Kirby Smart and his history with Georgia.
This story about a downtown restaurant will leave you scratching your head.
He basically just disappeared.
Gang activity is on the rise.
This isn't neighborhood horseplay anymore. This is actual gang violence.
We have the stories that matter to Northeast Georgia.
This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Good evening and welcome to the final Wednesday edition of Grady Newsource. I'm Jordan Mecca.
And I'm Abby Jessen. We have a lot of local news to cover tonight, but first, breaking news tonight out of San Bernardino, California.
As many as 20 people were shot after 3 gunmen with rifles entered a building complex. You're looking at video of the area from our CNN feed.
SWAT teams and a bomb squad are currently investigating a suspicious-looking package located on the second floor of one of the buildings.
Obviously, we will continue to update you should any new information come in during this broadcast.
We now move to our top local story, which oddly enough also starts with a shooting. Athens has a gang problem and
it isn't going away. In fact, the Athens-Clarke County Police Department says it's getting worse. Reporter Lana Harris found out the extent of these gang activities. Lana?
If you came by this house behind me this weekend, you'd have seen bullets and shards of glass everywhere. Now, if living in Athens, you may not expect there to be high gang activity, but I spoke with the head of the gang unit this morning, and he says that the gang activity in Athens is beginning to look like what you might see on TV. Houses like this, caught in the crossfire of a gang rivalry shootout, show why the Athens-Clarke County Police say it's time for people to realize how severe the gang violence in Athens has really gotten.
They're not targeting random people. They are targeting each other. The problem is that when they target each other, it happens amongst other people.
And Sergeant Malik says it's time for people to stop living in denial.
I think people shy away saying, oh, well, we don't have a gang problem. These are just neighborhood boys or neighborhood girls. It really has graduated into a gang.
And it's a problem that's spreading into other counties. He lists Oglethorpe, Monroe, and Walton as seeing activity from these gangs as well. The most dangerous being the Bloods, Crips, and Gangster Disciples.
This isn't neighborhood horseplay anymore. This is actual gang violence.
Gang violence that will go unaccounted for if the community doesn't step up.
As a community, we need to hold those people responsible. They are playing very, very serious games that have serious consequences.
He says these gang members may be as young as high school teens and may start off in small neighborhood groups, but graduate into more serious activity once they start meeting more members in jails and prisons. In Athens, Georgia, Lana Harris, Grady Newsource.
Thanks, Lana. And again, the main groups involved in violent activity here are the Bloods, who are known to wear red, Crips in blue, and Gangster Disciples, who've been seen wearing purple.
Alabama defensive coordinator Kirby Smart is set to be Georgia's next head football coach, but it isn't a done deal yet. The AJC first reported that Smart, barring any unforeseen complications, should be Georgia's next head coach, but the school has yet to confirm Smart's hiring. Smart played at Georgia from 1995 to 1998 and was a team captain his last year here. He also coached at Georgia in 2005 before leaving for Alabama. He has been the Crimson Tide's defensive coordinator since 2008, and Alabama has led the country in numerous defensive stats during that time. Earlier today, former Georgia wide receiver and Super Bowl MVP Hines Ward expressed interest in joining Smart's staff on the Paul Feinbaum Show. Smart and Alabama will be in Atlanta on Saturday when they take on Florida in the SEC championship game.
The owner of East West Bistro in downtown Athens fled town out of the blue last week, taking more than $9,000 worth of valuables.
He basically just disappeared.
Middleton says the next time these doors open, they may not belong to East West. She explains the restaurant has been closed since owner Joe Yon ran out of town, taking coolers, liquor, computers, and all other valuables from the restaurant. She also claims that he still owes money to both her and her landlord, both of whom were very surprised at his disappearance because he hasn't been late on a payment in the 2 years that he has owned the restaurant.
My landlord came down here to serve him some papers because he was not paying his rent, I believe, and he was loading up coolers outside in the alley, things that didn't belong to him.
Both Middleton and police have been unable to contact Jan. She's in the process of selling what Jan left behind and moving forward with selling the restaurant.
Athens commissioners will meet in January to hammer out its budget goals and objectives for the upcoming fiscal year. Reporter Richard Banton explains how last night's decision to prolong the process may affect you.
Retreat went into January for February vote.
City Hall was ground zero for a debate on the county's future last night. Commissioners debated whether to adopt a set of criteria for a new budget that sets the goals and objectives for next year.
I think the fear is that these things would never get addressed if they weren't addressed now at this moment. And that was my fear too. And that's why I was so adamant about postponing the entire document.
Many of the county's future plans are tied to investing in infrastructure. However, community members never had the chance to weigh in before the vote, a fact that left one commissioner echoing calls for more transparency.
I don't know that I think it's fair to the people who aren't sitting here or who are not watching at home that we're going to sit here and go through each one of these tonight, because that's not being very transparent either.
A retreat to hammer out the details will take place by the end of January. In Athens, Richard Banton, Grady Newsource.
Mayor Nancy Danson broke the tie that sets the new approval date for the county's goals and objectives in early February.
Students may soon be leaving Athens, but downtown will not slow down over the holidays. Reporter Kristen Miller says December is one of the busiest times of the year for local shops. Kristen, that sounds a little strange. Shops downtown are more busy after the students leave?
Well, it all comes down to one simple idea. While students are at home enjoying their hometowns, local Athenians will be enjoying theirs. Several shop owners today actually said they see their business improve during the holidays.
We always have a really great December, always have a great pickup in the holidays.
These downtown streets are busy now, but soon they will be empty. Well, empty of college students. The owner of Cheeky Peach Boutique said that as the college students go home for break, locals come out to shop.
It's funny to see that a lot of the local people in Athens will kind of avoid downtown when students are here.
While boutiques improve business during the shopping season, some downtown restaurants experience a bit of a lag.
Our late night's pretty slow without the students around.
Students won't be around to shop, and they won't be here to work either. Although the late night crowd slows down, families and locals still dine in throughout the day.
We just have to ask the other servers if they're okay with working a little more. Just have to stretch some people a little thin, that little break.
Restaurant workers agreed that there is a slight drop-off in business while students are gone, but boutique owners and shop owners have the opposite reaction. They actually said that December is their busiest time of the year, and I guess that makes sense because locals have to get their holiday shopping done just like everybody else. Live in downtown Athens, I'm Kristen Miller, Grady Newsource.
Thank you, Kristen. As the holiday shopping begins to pick up downtown, there was a different kind of shopping this morning at the Classic Center.
Today, veterans were treated with a personal supermarket to shop around for their benefits. Over 50 different agencies gathered at the Classic Center to speak to veterans about their entitled benefits. They also provided free medical screenings and seasonal flu shots. The state of Georgia offers free assistance to veterans to help advise, counsel, and assist veterans to be sure they receive the benefits they deserve.
A veteran can come in if he or she does not know what benefit that they're entitled to. We have a counselor that will sit down and talk to them.
If you are a veteran who wants to know about your benefits, visit the Georgia Department of Veterans.
44 years, that is a long time. And it is exactly how long one Danielsville chief has been volunteering in his community. His story coming up.
And will 3 times be the charm for Prince Avenue Christian High School's football team?
And for Barrow County, parents will help keep them updated on their child's safety in school.
All of this and more next.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
It's so shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
One local school system is using a smartphone app to keep parents informed during emergencies. Reporter Zach Sims says that using this technology is a huge relief for parents in Barrow County.
Megan McNally has 2 children in Barrow County schools. Like any other parent, she wants to know what is happening when her kids walk through these doors.
Parents are always open to ways to figure out what's going on at their child's school.
Well, one of the ways she can is by simply getting on her phone thanks to the new Barrow County School System app. If there is an emergency, she says it's a relief that she will know right away.
I do think it would be a quick way to get information out to parents if something unfortunately were to happen like that.
Dr. Ken Green, the county assistant superintendent, said that because so many people have smartphones, this is the best way to communicate with parents.
Usually when you get a smartphone notification, that smartphone is on your body, you get it immediately. So we think that that will be an easier way for critical communications.
But emergency alerts are just one feature on the app.
It incorporates grades through Infinite Campus. So we have not only activities that are going on in the school, but also academic performance.
To know what is happening in Barrow County schools, parents won't be listening for the school bell to ring, they'll be listening for their phone to ring. Zach Sims, Grady Newsource.
Dr. Green says the county will continue to look to add more features to the app and is open to listening to the community for suggestions.
A few local high schools are getting shaken up as the Georgia High School Association announced regional reclassifications from 2016 through 2018. For the first time in almost a decade, 4 schools will no longer be together in the same class. Appalachia and Winder-Barrow high schools will remain in Class 6A and Region 8. However, Cedar Shoals and Clark Central have now been moved down to Class 5A and Region 8, splitting the region almost in half from this year. From December 7th to the 8th, the GHSA will listen to appeals over region placement. Then on January 13th, the Executive Committee will ratify the reclassification.
From the field to the kitchen, UGA athletes have a special place they can go to get all the necessary nutrients they need. Last year, the Sports Nutrition Department began a grab-and-go breakfast to give the athletes a convenient place to get the nourishments they need, especially for 6:30 morning practices. The nutritionists work one-on-one with each athlete to make sure they perform their best.
She told me that I was putting regular gas in a Ferrari. So just definitely having someone to, having that guidance to know what to fuel my body with to maximize my performance.
After the success of the breakfast, the Sports Nutrition Department expanded the grab-and-go meals to dinner as well.
Sunny Sam Lack here with your Northeast Georgia forecast. Coming up, find out why you want to bring a winter jacket, but also be optimistic for some great plans outside this weekend.
Excuse me.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Sam Lack here with your Northeast Georgia forecast, and let's take a look here at first at the weather headlines for the rest of this week, with cloudy skies this evening, moving down to colder weather on the way, and some sunny skies this weekend because, hey, look, it's sunny Sam Lack right here. 6 p.m. first starting out at 57 degrees, about a 10 to 20% chance of rain, but it's going to get colder tonight and moving into tomorrow to start off your day. It'll be cold as well at 9 a.m. starting at 42 degrees at 9 a.m., but it's going to get warmer throughout the day with that sun, and even for the rest of the week as we took a look at the 5-day forecast, sun here on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A reason to put a smile on your face. Got to be happy about that. Mid-50s for your high, high 30s for your low for the rest of the weekend, but a reason to get outside and have some fun and bring that winter jacket. And man, I cannot wait to see what's in store for us here in Northeast Georgia. With your forecast here, I'm Sam Lack.
Hear Mark Fox's reaction to the firing of Richt, next in sports.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Thanks for coming in for the interview.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, we got your personal references, your resume, high school diploma or equivalent.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Yes, it's right there.
Great.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
And now, sports.
The basketball team may have come away with a win over Oakland last night, but head coach Mark Fox was anything but happy following the game.
A hard week.
An emotional Coach Fox had a strong opinion when it came to the firing of football head coach Mark Richt and the people surrounding the sport.
But what I know is that college athletics, everybody around it, is littered with fraudulent and counterfeit people. And you guys know it. And Mark Richt was neither one of those.
Fox believed that Coach Richt took the high road every day and ingrained that in many people.
And whether you realize it or not, like you, Coach Richt made me a better man. And it was an honor to be his colleague and a privilege to be his friend.
There is not much else to say, as the emotion behind Coach Fox's words says it all. Georgia Public Service Commissioner Tim Echols is calling for a blackout for Coach Mark Richt this Saturday. Fans can show their solidarity by wearing a black hat or shirt. Echols asked that if you're on social media to use the hashtag
honor CMR. Two of Prince Avenue Christian School's last 3 seasons have ended because of Eagles Landing Christian Academy. But on Friday, the Wolverines could change that. Reporter Sammy O'Brien has more on the high school football semifinal showdown in Athens.
Music is playing and players are loose and joking around. You couldn't tell arguably one of the biggest games in Prince Avenue Christian football history was going to take place here in just a matter of days. Wolverine head coach Jeff Herman wouldn't allow that. But his seniors don't shy away from the obvious bad blood.
We've gone down to them a few times and just really trying to get back. Like we hate going down to them.
Head coach Jeff Herman and his team saw the Chargers as late as August this year for a scrimmage, which he said was very close.
It's kind of going to be interesting to see, how we've improved, how they've improved.
This year, Herman and his pack have a perfect 12-0 record, and he's trying to take his seniors back to where they started in 2012.
Honestly, just going back from being a freshman to now a senior, starting there and then ending there would be a big deal. Just winning it this time instead of losing.
If Prince Avenue Christian High School wins Friday, all roads will lead back to the Georgia Dome. Sammy O'Brien, Grady Newsource.
Prince Avenue Christian School hosts Eagles Landing Christian Academy this Friday in Athens at 7:30 p.m. Winner goes on to the finals in the Georgia Dome next week.
We have an unfortunate update in the San Bernardino, California situation. 14 have been confirmed dead and 14 have been confirmed wounded.
And San Bernardino Police spokeswoman Sergeant Vicky Cervantes says, and I quote, "There are multiple casualties and confirmed fatalities."
These shootings took place at a conference center at the Inland Regional Center. Witnesses say that they saw 3 men with long guns.
And the suspects, they're still on the loose. And we will continue to update you on the situation as it develops.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
And we'll not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Okay, Simon, what do people wear?
Clothes.
That's right. So it's important to learn how to dress yourself. Here's how it's done. Shirt, underwear, pants, socks, shoes. Underwear, always first, name tag on the back. Then pants and shirt. Go ahead and put this on. Now with the shirt, you want to make sure the first button's right or you have to start all over again, okay? Socks left on left, right on right. Tying the shoes, we're going to take the laces, we're going to cross them over, we're going to turn around where the bunny goes down in the hole, pull it tight, and bunny ears. Got it?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Hey, Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way. Hey, guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi, babe. How was school today?
Hi, Dad. It was great.
Okay, honey. I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
44 years, that's how long one local firefighter has been volunteering to serve his community. Reporter Danielle Herman met with the Danielsville chief, who has helped bring his station to qualify as one of the best in the nation.
Meet Fire Chief Mark Perry. For the last 44 years, Perry has been a volunteer firefighter in Madison County.
Madison County to Nice, Sanford Fire, Nice.
Serving the city of Danielsville since the station's beginning.
This was the original truck.
The Danielsville Volunteer Rescue Fire Department first met in the city's courthouse in 1971. With a population of under 600 people, he knows the city pretty well.
Everybody knows you, and
I've been here for a long, long time.
But this small town community has more to be proud of than its growing population. Its fire station is now listed as a Class 4, meaning lower home insurance rates. Less than 10% of the nation's volunteer fire departments are Class 4 or better. Perry is certainly proud of his team's work.
If you're gonna be a volunteer fireman, you might as well be good at it.
Perry admits that the work he's done over the past 4 decades has been tough. But the reason he does it? His faithful community.
When we respond, it's always in a time of somebody else's bad time. I think everybody should give something back to the community, and it will reward you.
For Perry, serving this tightly knitted community is the greatest reward. Danielle, Herman, Grady Newsource.
Perry says the station survives off of a small percentage of a county millage rate and holds many fundraisers throughout the year in order to continue serving the city of Danielsville.
Today, Grady College dedicated a student forum to former Grady graduate Peyton Anderson. Anderson was a publisher at the Macon Telegraph and the Macon News, among his many other accomplishments. Tom Johnson says it means the world to him to be able to provide students with the opportunities he's had.
I'm really looking forward to enabling other young students, maybe the Tom Johnsons of the future, to have the same chance that I had to come here, get a great education, enjoy student life, enjoy working in various parts of the school and parts of the campus, and sort of using it as maybe the propulsion to go on to some real heights in your own lives.
Grady College says it wants this forum to inspire leadership and generosity in students.
You can see our stories live here, but don't forget you can read them and more online.
Here are reporters Jordan Abernathy and Katia Riedlinger with your digital wrap.
Today on GradyNewsSource.com, we have this semester's top stories, including the investigation into the alleged racist string at Generals and the stepping down of our former head coach.
And then we're also going to be taking a look at the dedication for the Peyton Anderson Forum, a look at vaccines, survival tips for finals, and we're going to look at the festivities for this month.
For more of these stories and more, check out our website
and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
That's all from our news team this semester, and as this is the last Wednesday show of the year. And thank you for watching us all semester.
You can continue to follow us online at GradyNewsSource.com, as well as check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Grady Newsource.
Thank you again, and good night.
We did it!
Grady Newsource is a student production of the Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Georgia, which is solely responsible for its contents. Views expressed do not represent those of the administration nor the Board of Regents at the University System of Georgia.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised.
I do know it's not that funny. I'm so proud of you. Do another one. Do a funny one. I accept you.
Cover her eyes. Dab on them folks.
Always dab.
I did the monkey.
You know you do. Yeah.
I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome. I think we're breathtaking.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised.
Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome. I think we're breathtaking. And here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to getschool.com for more info.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language. You talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
Don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.